Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. Now, today we're going to be covering something really basic that I'm sure a lot of you know about, but now that I have a bunch of private sessions I'm doing every week, I can kind of, give better feedback to all of you. I see some common mistakes people are making, so I think the future of this channel is going to be basically talking about the mistakes I see in my private sessions that more than likely I'm sure many other people are making, but I just think these videos would be great to clarify that. And it's also going to be a bit more simple concepts I'm going to be covering. Before I covered row and dere and all that, and that's great, but I think that was thinking a bit from my own perspective and not from the perspective on what can really benefit students, which in my opinion is really just mastering the fundamentals, not jumping to complicated concepts just yet for the majority of people. Now, the best way that really you can accelerate your tabla progress, and I wouldn't just say best for no reason, I really haven't found any better way than this in my experience, is by clicking the link in the description and joining the community we've created on Skool. There we have multiple teachers ready to teach you, a community of people all over the world that will inspire you, give you feedback, live sessions, and it's just a great place to be. So click the link in the description and join the community on the platform Skool. It's really for those that want to pay for lessons and want to invest in themselves. For free content, there are these videos, and there's also a Discord community you can check out. Now, what is this very basic mistake that multiple students that I was teaching within the span of the week, I saw them all making this mistake, and it has to do with the Baya. But before I get to what the mistake is, I asked them all, where did you learn this? Why are you doing? Basically, they were just using their index and their, your middle finger. I should probably know all the names of the fingers by now. But they were just using their index and their middle finger for the Baya. The two-finger technique, I think that they call, which is for the Daya. I guess there was a two-finger technique they thought maybe also for the Baya, something like that. But they actually all got this idea from a video of Pandit Yogesh Samsi. So let's take a look at that video, and then we'll kind of clear up the misconceptions.
Now,
All right, so pretty basic thing he's doing. He's just playing Tintal with just a lot of extra Baya strokes. Let's go over what he's playing, and then I'll kind of show the misconception people had. So this is what he's playing for the most part. It goes like this. Dhage ge ge dhin ge 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 dhin ge 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 dhage ge ge dhage ge ge dhin ge 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 dhin ge 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 dhage ge dhage ge ge tin ke na ke na ke dhin ge ge dhin ge ge dhage ge. It's a pretty cool exercise. I assume you could use this in accompaniment or maybe even fusion or something. But basically, this is what I think people interpreted this as. That you're only using these two fingers. I guess in the video, there's no up-close camera. There's no camera, I guess, like this. So it kind of looks like he's just doing this. Maybe this is here. But I've seen multiple students play like this. And as you can see, there's just no power on that versus bringing this into contact as well. Not to mention playing like this and having to keep these fingers in the air, how much that'll tense up your forearm versus when you can kind of finally just let all your fingers relax. So this is it now with the ring finger as well. can hear the definite increase in volume. There's just no power at all with just using these two fingers. So I really want you to just, if anyone out there is just playing their Baya like this, bring this finger in. And I know this is a pretty basic thing, but just bring this down as well. And you'll have such a better Baya. It may take some time to train yourself to, if you're making this mistake, to bring this down, but just do the best you can. And I know this may sound crazy, but if you really can't bring this finger down, try just rubber banding these two fingers together and just learning to use them like this. Now, there are some tabla players, like I'm pretty sure Ustad Zakir Hussain used his pinky as well, but we'll get to that. All right, just for now, use these two like this for alternating, and that'll itself will really improve your tabla playing. It won't sound as empty. So this is one thing I want to also elaborate on a little bit. If you're learning from YouTube, really, you can't just watch any video once and just get everything. You got to kind of pause, slow it down, really try what he's doing. I learned a lot from YouTube. I really did. That's part of the reason why I, make these videos, just to give back, because I think it's the only platform that you can learn so much off of. Instagram and TikTok and all that, it's for entertainment mostly, but YouTube is the one platform where you can just educate yourself so much. So when you're doing that, first of all, listen to it not just on your phone speakers. Put on some good headphones like this, or if you have a home theater system, play it on there. Make sure you're listening to it properly. And then really do your best to match the sound to the best of your ability. You really have to listen. As much as it is visual, really, you got to truly listen and do that. Of course, the step beyond all that is, like I said, in the description, join the Skool community, pay for lessons, because these students that were making this mistake, they had been doing that almost for a year. That video that Pandit Yogesh Samsi made, and this is, of course, nothing against him. This could be any YouTube video that, someone saw and they're trying to do. They've been doing that for a year, and finally now they've been corrected to use their Baya properly. And of course, we all know without the Baya and its fullness, you really can't level up your tabla playing much. So the best way, I'm telling you, in the description, the Skool community, pay for lessons. But here are some exercises that we gave them that really helped their tabla playing. So here's one. It's really basic, I know, but trust me, it really helps quite a bit. It goes like this. So I know most of us learn this day 1 or day 2 of tabla. Ghege tete ghege nana keke tete keke nana. Now, I give this to some students to practice. Let's say they were on vacation. When they come back, they start playing na, like where they pick up their hand. This is also good. A lot of people that watch this channel, they have students as well. If your students are picking up their hand, don't just keep teaching them new material. Make them practice this and make sure their na is right. I know these are very basic things, but when it comes to the Baya, which is really the focus of today, start with the index. Now, one thing I only started doing recently was learning how to accent with just the index finger. So if you spice this up a little bit with an accent, it could go. So I know it's a very basic exercise, but trust me, people at various skill levels can get something out of that. Especially how I showed you with doing that index finger slide. Let's say you want to play dhige dhinna and bowls like na dhige dhige. Like for that, you really need to make sure your index finger can slide forward well, if you want to play it kind of in the original way it was intended. So just really work on that. I know it's basic, but it's really good. Now, once you've done that for some hours, your na is coming out right, you're slowly getting the hang of the Baya, then you can move into something a little bit more advanced. Still similar, but a bit more advanced. And that could go like this. So, like this. So, same thing, start with the index. So, notice on the, I'm sliding forward. I'm not just doing, one more time. It goes. So that, a little bit faster. So yeah, that's a really good one. My Baya is kind of running away a little bit, but that's really good Baya work for people at all skill levels. This index finger slide, really, really important. Of course, make sure you're doing the main thing of this video, which is to use both of these fingers. But learning how to use the Baya will just tremendously improve your tabla playing. Now, once you've done that, you've understood how to slide forward. You're using both the middle and ring finger. Then you can kick it up another notch, which is one of my favorite Baya strokes, pulling back on it. I can't tell you how many times I've accompanied and stuff like that. It really adds another element of, accompaniment, especially when you know how to do it in the right place. It's really good. You feel like Ustad Tari Khan accompanying, because he does a lot of that with his luggies. So much fun. So this is an exercise that also I recommended to my students that were having trouble using both fingers. So I've covered it before, but it goes like this. Dhati ghena, dhati ghena, dhati dhag tunna kena, dhati ghena, dhati dhag tunna dhag tunna kena. Love this one. So make sure to pull back. Now, why is this good if you're only using these two fingers? Because this forces you to do it like this. There's no way you can do this without using both of these fingers. That's why I recommended it to the students that were just playing the Baya with these two. So one more time, like this. The reason why this is so good is not only are you working on pulling it back, so dhati ghena, dhati dhag tunna kena. So there's even a push forward with these two. So this one, it just has everything in it. I really recommend practicing this one. If you go look 2 months ago when I covered this, I could hardly bring this back at all. Now when I play it so much better. So I'll play it a little bit faster, and you'll see how much Baya movement, is happening on this. I love this one. So just so good. And the other thing I love about this is that, this is a new Baya. A lot of people, they get a new Baya, but it sucks to play in the beginning. It's tight. You get like a thud sound. You don't get like good resonance out of it. So I would just play my old Baya. A few months of just practicing the exercise I just showed you, and this Baya just suddenly started warming up to me. It started speaking right. I just really started liking this Baya quite a bit. So if you have a new Baya, practice the exercise I just showed you. It'll really help, make that new Baya into a condition that you'll really enjoy to play. So I know what I covered in this video is really basic. All we basically talked about was using the ring finger with the Baya. But in 1 week, I was teaching and I saw multiple people with this same issue. At first, I would tell them if I heard the Baya, it wasn't coming out strong, I would say, hey, take these exercises, really strengthen it. But then as I really started to notice, you can just hardly tell, that they're not using the ring finger. They actually had to tell me, yeah, I'm not using the ring finger. I learned from Pandit Yogesh Samsi on YouTube to just dig like this. It's basically a misinterpretation. So to avoid that, make sure you're using the Baya properly. And then really you'll enjoy your playing so much more. All your kaidas will come to life. We would teach a lot of kaidas that had, let's say, dhati dhagatu nakena. Now that, imagine with just these two fingers, just so much emptier. So once that fullness and that richness came, these students, they started taking more classes afterwards. They felt it was a complete paradigm shift. So I just wanted to share that with all of you. If any of you are making this same type of mistake, really correct that. You can, if really you can't correct it at all, use a rubber band, keep these two fingers together for the Baya. Now, I will say that's an extreme solution. But for the rest of you, just, do your best, use your Baya. And these exercises that I gave in this video aren't just for beginners. They're for people of all skill levels. Thank you.